Junior. Yeah, I'm running a little late. Sorry. Off of work, trying to slurp up the news for everybody. Having to keep redoing the live titles and stuff, and just trying to get not enough time, man. That's the luxury of the rich. They have time. We have to sell our time to eat food and survive. So time is a precious commodity for the workers. The rich have an abundance of them. That's why Donald Trump is always on fucking camera. That's why Elon Musk is always tweeting, because they have an abundance of time. They have so little problems. They talk about people not retiring. Nobody should retire. I'm going to play that audio for you in a little bit. Joe Rogan wants communism now. I've been saying this for like a year, man. No, longer than a year. I've been saying nationalize the oil for a decade. At least a decade. And Joe Rogan's now saying it. See, these rich people have so much time on their hands. They used to create issues. They used to be like, I think the problems are immigrants. I don't see them on my estate or in my gated community, but I think that's the issue. That's really the pulse of the nation, you know? And people are like, we're fucking starving and you have $1 trillion. And they're like, I hear you, my good peasants. Go back into the fields and labor some more. We rich people will solve all the issues that you have at the grocery store? What is that? I don't know what that is. Is that like where the people who deliver my already made meals get the food? I don't know what this grocery store is, but anyways, just give us your votes and we will fix your lives. And that's been going on for decades and nothing's been fixed. Um so yeah, Junior, my apologies for coming in late. Truly sorry. I'm trying to do a live stream every single weekday, sometimes on the weekends, while managing a few other jobs, a family, a life, and all those things. Well, not much of a life. If you call a life, coming home, live streaming, maybe eating. Like, I'm so hungry. I'm not eating today. I'm so hungry right now. So hungry. I just don't anyways. But if you call that a life where you just come to a place that you could barely afford to rest until the next day's job, I want you to remember that when we play some audio of these absolute freaks, today, because we're gonna run the podcast bro gamut. I got Tucker Carlson and Canadian Shark Tank Kevin O'Leary. He's a Canadian. Deport him. Somebody call ICE and get him the fuck out. Uh, hold on. Brian, listening from work in New Hampshire. What's up? Solidarity to all my comrades up in New Hampshire. As much as I give New Hampshire a hard time for having the motto "live free or die," and they won't legalize cannabis, I've known a lot of good people up in New Hampshire. I know a lot of good, hardworking folk that are trying to make ends meet and trying to do good by their communities. So big shout out to New Hampshire. I do love. I'll give it a tough time till I die, until they fully legalize cannabis, where you could just drive around and bump into cannabis shops everywhere. Um, but until then, I won't give up. You can't have the motto on your state fucking license plate and your state entering New Hampshire sign, live free or die. But if I bring a few pounds of weed up there, I'm going to jail. Get out of here. Get out of here. Uh Frankenberry, what's up? One way, one truth, one life. Your neighbor Rob, good to see you. Sardyon. Uh, I don't have guys, I don't have time. I don't have time. I do not have time. I'm not kidding. I literally got home, got to see my wife because my wife's working multiple jobs. So I got to see her for a few minutes before she took the car to go do stuff. And then I do my live stream. I'll eat at supper. See, you guys thought I was. See, this is what I mean. You can trust me, folks. Here's how you can trust me. I'm not telling you to fucking have food delivered to your house. What I'm telling you is when I say I eat one meal a day, that's the truth. That's the truth. It's usually much later in the day because I can't fucking afford food. I'd rather make sure my kids can eat 3 meals a day than ever consider anything for myself. So that's not a lie. And the thing is, for all the MAGA chuds, we're going to talk about Chud the Chudder. He's going to prison for a long time. Hopefully forever. Hopefully they just fucking throw away the key and just let that dude rot in the jail. And if you don't know who he is, don't worry. I'll give you the whole background story on this absolute new grifter who saw the Charlie Kirk opening and was like, "Hey, I could do that." Um, and now he pew-pewed somebody and he's locked up and hopefully he's just facing forever in jail because these are the absolute worst people. And this is what I mean. While the internet will pump that into your feed, while the internet will, highlight that, make that chud dude go viral, um I'm sitting here trying to push for better and expose these people for what they are. That anyone can do that. Anyone could throw on a fucking cowboy hat and go out and be really mean to oppressed people. That's not a talent. I hate to break it to you. And Nick Shirley, that velcroed shoed hard hat wearing motherfucker, um, he exposed that it is a talent to go and do like interviews and journalism, because if you've ever seen, I will never I just won't play much audio of him because I don't want to make you any stupider, you know but it's amazing that these dudes will go viral. I don't think it's natural. I think they have billionaire funding to and Elon Musk funding to boost them in the algorithm. um well, there's real people like me who's telling you, I am living in your I am walking in your shoes. I understand. If you're struggling right now, if you're not one of these people that are like, well, some of us are eating good, and you were struggling, I get it. I get it. That's why I make time every single day to be here live, because I'm fed up with this shit. And I want a digital. Remember, I played the congressman yesterday who was like, I would just like to go on the record and say that Secretary Doug Burgum doesn't understand that when the sun goes down on solar power, they store the energy in batteries. I'd like that to be in the official United States records, that the secretary doesn't understand how batteries work. He's just heard of this concept. And literally his argument was, well, the problem with solar power is the sun has to set every day. Like, these people aren't that stupid. They're playing you for a fool. They're conniving. They're snakes in the grass. Um, and while they amplify that shit, and I tell you, don't trust the person that's stupid, or don't trust the person that devious, just for your own good. I tell you that because I've walked a mile in your shoes. I get what it's like to sacrifice food. I get what it's like to sacrifice your life so you could just work and just fucking barely get by. But I will not stop doing this shit. And for all the MAGA who love to come in and be like, whatever you say in the comments, just know that's the fuel that the fire rises with. Because when I hear you, there are still people out there that want Americans to suffer, and that this suffering isn't enough. 70% of Americans can't afford a fucking emergency thing. 70% of Americans hate Donald Trump for what he's done to the economy. Most people, and remember, the other 30% is rich people. So when you see these absolute assholes who work every day for a living pretending like they're happy, they're not. They're miserable people. But I just refuse to fucking stay silent. I refused 2 years ago. Yes, when Biden was in power, because that shit was no good for us. And I refuse to recognize any of this elite uh, political class. It's the Republicans and the diet Republicans. That's what the Democrats are, and the Republicans. And these people don't work for us. Maybe Mayor Mandani, Bernie Sanders, and there's a few scattered here and there. Go to Hassan Piker for that information. He's really pushing for some kind of structural change. I don't think the system can change, and I'm never going to shut the fuck up about it. So you could save your 150 characters or whatever they give you in the YouTube comments, because it's just not going to happen. Um, okay. Yeah, see, these people, these fucking wannabe pretend hardos like Wolf, Wolf, Wolf. Oh, look at this coper. Bro, I'm coping for America right now. You're probably not here. You look like a Russian fucking bootlicker. I'm coping for America, if this is what you want to call a cope, that hold on. I guess this is a pretty hard cope right here, right? This is the first lady, an absolute slut whore bag. And then her husband was sending this to the number one pedo in the history of America. I guess that's a pretty hard cope when you're like, I don't know, these people shouldn't be in charge. It's a very hard cope, I guess. Makes a lot of sense, buddy. You're the toughest guy out there. You're like, hey man, this is cool. You're like, this is my kind of guy. I voted for this, you know? Here, I'll show you. This is what he voted for. Wolf. Real cool, man. Keep it up. Keep licking these boots. Keep sniffing JD Vance's panties, man. It smells like new leather. It smells like new fucking car. I love when they're like, oh, cope harder cast, the cope cast. That's what I should just call it. I'll call it the cope cast. Because, yeah, I'm never going to be able to cope with you voting to grapers into office. This one just does it on your luxury fucking sectional, you know? Can't believe you motherfuckers, man. Can't believe you. Anyways, I was playing some music because I love, you know what calms me down? A little Nirvana, into some Rage Against the Machine, into some Atmosphere, into some Tupac, you know? That's what really settles the nerves when you're like, why are we selling our labor for stagnated wages and 40% increase in groceries when there are criminals in charge? Like, why? And I'll tell you what these criminals are most scared of. I have that audio too. They're scared of people droning their AI data centers. Spoiler alert, I'm not good at teases. I just gave it away. But we're going to listen to the dude at BlackRock, Blackstreet, Blackstone, Van Black, whatever it is. That absolute cretin, he gives the game away. He's like, hey man, we got to start labeling all these Americans domestic terrors because if any of them drone our data centers, I mean, that's a lot of money for us. They don't give a fuck about you, and it's good to see there's still people dumb enough to bootlick for the people that want them gone, that would like to put them in a labor prison camp. And these people are like, go harder, go harder. I'll sell my labor for a nickel, work all day, and just be impregnated by Elon Musk. Good for you, buddy. Uh, this is Bunkbed Coffin, by the way. Absolutely amazing artist. Bunky, where are you? We need you now, man. We need you. We need you. By the way, Wolf Capital, this is who he defends. Okay? This is who he's defending. When you see him in the comments, he's like, yep, I voted for it. Paid off well. Got a lot of news to get to. Trump's ballroom is his let them eat cake, if you ask me. Yeah. BlackRock is Rothschilds. Rothschilds is BlackRock. Is that supposed to be collarbones or boobs? Oh my god, that's funny. We're gonna play some Ben Shapiro. Oh, one way, one piece, one life. One of my t-shirts. Christ has riz. You might have heard Christ has risen. I say Christ has riz. He did. Everybody loved him. Serve, servants, oh no. Serve, servants. I love this song so much. Kurt Cobain writing a Jesus song. Serve, servants, oh no. Serve, servants. Hold on. Daddy low. It was the fuckiest around of times. It was the findiest out of times. Thank you for that comment. Daddy Elo. That is funny. If you can't see the chat, they said they said it was the fuckiest around of times. It was the findiest out of times. That is so funny. Oh my god, that is so funny. All right, here's the first lady. Oh, some of you aren't old enough to remember this. What the fuck is this? Who stands like this is the dumbest photo shoot, by the way. She's like, I know, or however she talks. She looks like a goddamn fucking Slovenian cookie monster. Um, I'll stand on a plane with the pew pew. Stand on the wing of the plane. Oh my God. By the way, when you see MAGA, just remember this is who they're defending. They're like, yeah, that guy's for me, the working class. I don't know if you could see he's in the penthouse skyscraper and everything's gold like the Saudi embassy. And this is really what they got. Only the best. Only the best. Only the best. All right, let's kick off with the news of the day. This is Chud. I told you, anybody can cosplay as a cowboy. He put on a cowboy hat. This is what he used to look like. And there is a hilarious video, which I cannot play for you. I know I can't play that, about this black girl who used to bang his bottom. Let's just call it that. Used to bang his bottom and exposed him. And she only exposed him because he called her out. He was like, "Oh, me and her used to whatever." And she's like, "All right, man, if you're gonna try to put me on blast to like call me the N word or whatever, then let me tell the whole story." And she did. You can find that video on Twitter or online, and it's hilarious. So this dude's, just not living his realist life. He's not being authentic. So that's why he knows if I do some kind of Hitler stash and a cowboy hat and dress like Brokeback Mountain, I'll get a lot of views. Elon Musk will see that and be like, "Can I impregnate him?" No, I can't. Okay. Anyways, yeah, let's boost that guy in the algorithm. But this is who it is. This is who he really is. This is who he is. And I would encourage him in prison, live like this. And you'll find out why he's going to prison. I'll play that for you. This is kind of breaking news. I can't believe I caught it.
Media influencer known as Chud the Builder is now facing
Again, Chud the Built. This is like these we're co-inhabited by the absolute dumbest people on earth.
influencer known as Chud the Builder is now facing an attempted murder charge after a shooting today outside the Montgomery County Courthouse. Deputies say Dalton Etherly, better known as social media as Chud the Builder, was involved in a fight leading to gunfire. Both men were hospitalized. Deputies just arrested Etherly, charging him with attempted murder, aggravated assault, and reckless endangerment with a deadly weapon. Tonight, he's being held in the Montgomery County Jail.
Oh, is that Montgomery, Alabama? Oh God. White people in Montgomery. I don't know. I don't know about that. Uh so yeah, hopefully he goes away forever. Uh ever, ever. Like forever. Like what is this guy adding? I don't know if you've ever I've seen some of his stuff clipped and he just calls people the N-word. Like it's straight out of fucking 1843 America. Like that's it. Like this is not new, this is not creative, it's not comedy. It's actually a lack of intellect and he was just like, "I know how to cash in on more racists. I'll just put on a cowboy hat and make the gayest mustache I can and I will go out and be as racist as I can." And somehow America has found this acceptable. I know most of us don't, but really, let's think about this. Like in a decent society, I'd like to think the humans would surround this troglodyte and be like, "You need to leave Earth, buddy. Put him on a spaceship and get him the fuck out." Because this dude is not nothing. He's literally just asking he's saying, "Hey, racists, open your pocketbook and fund me." And all the platforms allow it. It's shocking. So have a good time in prison. Show them this photo when you get there. Okay. And by the way, Chud, they don't like these social media influencer grifters who are just cashing in on what they deem as like the true bloodline. So you're going to have a hard time. You're going to have a hard time. Okay. Hold on 1 second. All right, I'm back. Whoa. Good God, man. These fucking cats. She doesn't like Ben Shapiro. Can you blame her? Hello? Hello? Ma I don't think he's in Maryland. Montgomery. Chud. Montgomery Chud. I mean, he's got a name like Dalton Etherly, and they say after Clarksville Courthouse. Is that Nashville? No, that's Fox Nashville. Let's see, I'm going too deep into, I really don't want to know where's Dalton Etherly from. Oh my God. Clarksville, Tennessee. Tennessee. Yeah, yeah. Home of the great Kid Rock, or as we know him here, Pedo Island. Get it, Kid Rock? All right. Before we get into the other audio, I just wanted to. What's up, Cage? Good to see you. Tennessee. Thank you, Slippery. Tennessee. Lord, I did it. Oh God, now you're gonna make me Tennessee. What fucking song? Who was that by? Tennessee. Arrested Development. Before the TV show, for you young kids, before there was a TV show called Arrested Development, there was a song. I don't think I can play this on YouTube, so please just hit subscribe and the notification bell because they're definitely going to be like, you can't do that. And I'm like, why not, man? Why can't I play awesome music while I do my show? Don't make me go to radio again. They don't think I'm profitable, which technically I'm not, but I do it for the people. Hold on, let me see if I can like speed it up a little bit. Hold on. Tennessee. Where's Chud from? Tennessee. We'll just keep that up. Anyways. Okay. I want to play Very Proud Boy Ben Shapiro for you. Hold on, let's here he is. Oh, look at him. That's a man's man. I don't know. If I seen anybody look like that anywhere, I'd be like, I don't know. I probably should be fucking listening to you for anything. Go play the violin, you asshole. Go start a fucking violin band. Can't believe this dude.
Joe Biden has technically been eligible for Social Security and Medicare for 16 years.
This is not sped up, by the way. This is just how he speaks, and that's why people get confused. They think he's smart because he speaks really fast, but he's not. He's not a smart boy. The only reason he has this show is because of oil fracking money.
And he wants to continue in office until he is 86, which is 19 years.
It's amazing that he doesn't say any of this about Trump. You know what I mean? Trump, who's older.
That's when you would be eligible for retirement. No one in the United States should be retiring at 65 years old. Frankly, I think retirement itself is a stupid idea unless you...
A stupid idea. Dude, he sounds... Hold on, I gotta look something up. A dummy butt. This is dummy butt idea. I gotta find some words that like little kids use. What are words little kids use? Names teens call each other. Oh my God, Butterface. Fugly. I forgot about Ratchet. Oh, busted. That idea is Ratchet. It's not on fleek, yo. Oh my God. What are some funny names? Funny insults. Jabroni. I know that one. What is that? Fart factory? You're a fart factory if you want to retire at 65. You're a dingus Khan. Like Ben. You sound so pathetic. Mind you, I just want to remind everybody, this is a boy who's never worked a day in his life. Example A, I submit into evidence Ben Shapiro at Home Depot. He's never lifted a tool in his life. This guy works out in the P90X studio next to his air-conditioned podcast studio. And speaks into a microphone all day where he wears collared shirts and he's meticulously shaved his eyebrows because they grow too fast. This dude should not be telling anybody. Listen, I don't know if you have any like iron workers in your family. So all my uncles are like union iron workers. They built the fucking bridges in New York and they're when my uncles show me the photographs from work, I get vertigo. I get sick to my stomach because they're like, hey, look at this today at the job, you know, and they're like 40,000 feet up and it's just like a bridge and they're just standing there like I'm like, I couldn't. Yeah, yeah. If you want to know what a man is, that is it. Because I couldn't do that. I could no, 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 no. You know, they got like one little tether safety harness, like hanging over, being like, "Hey, look at me! Well, laying wire that if it snapped, it would just cut everyone in half right now." I would just like Ben Shapiro to tell my uncle Jimmy not to retire. I'm pretty sure you're gonna get hit, dude. I'm pretty sure he's gonna punch you in the next Tuesday. He's going to make sure that you need to see a dentist after. And listen, I don't advocate for violence at all, but I'm pretty sure if you said that to one of my ironworking uncles, you better duck after you tell him that, especially if you're gonna say it with this kind of cadence.
Be retiring at 65 years old. Frankly, I think retirement itself is a stupid idea.
A stupid idea. What are you, Jennifer Lopez? What is he, Rosie Perez? Was this a stupid idea?
Frankly, I think retirement itself is a stupid idea.
Yeah, it's a stupid idea. What's a Rosie Perez thing? Oh, what's a Rosie Perez quote? Rosie Perez quote. Did she have like a thing she said? No. Nah, I don't want like a real quote. I want like a movie quote. Jesus, I'm not gonna say a real quote. Come on. White Men Can't Jump, 1992. Excellent movie. Anyways, that's a stupid idea. You think you're gonna retire? You think you're going Ben Shapiro speaking like a goddamn immigrant right now. What the fuck is going on, man? But I wanted to set up today for you. I wanted to set up, what these chuds were all saying, just a few short years ago. Well, there's still Ben Shapiro still believes this. He's like, I don't care how hard you work. Retire is stupid. Ben, not everybody can sit in a comfortable lazy boy while they speak into a microphone all day. Some people have to do manual labor. That's not a word you say often, but it's a thing that exists.
19 years, that's when you would be eligible for retirement. No one in the United States should be retiring at 65 years old. Frankly, I think retirement itself is a stupid idea unless you have some sort of health problem.
Yeah, it's called your body's breaking down because you're 65. It's called listen to the president right now. It's called he's a stupid idea, man. So
Everybody that I know who is elderly, who is retired, is dead within 5 years.
Ben Shapiro really gives his game away right now. He's like, everybody that I know, all my rich family members retired and they were just dead. Had no purpose to their life anymore. It's like, dude, that's because you were wealthy the whole time. And when you're wealthy the whole time and go on vacations and enjoy life and fucking go out to dinner and stuff, like you're like, I don't know, what else are we gonna do? Most people have to work so hard that it's nice for them to have a fucking retirement where they can maybe go visit grandkids and spend time with people like Ben. Not everybody is podcasting from their basement like you and then going to their P90X fucking sponsored gym that is in your basement too, so you can work out and then show all your girl subscribers your muscles. Fuck, man.
If you talk to people who are elderly and they lose their purpose in life by losing their job,
Dude, this is what really irritates me right here when he says this.
you talk to people who are elderly and they lose their purpose in life by losing their job and they stop working, Things go to hell in a handbasket real.
Dude, he couldn't be more wrong. This is how out of touch and in a bubble these right-wing sphere podcast bros are. I talk to old people all the time. Have you ever been to a Target or Walmart and saw an old person bagging groceries or cashing out? Ask them, what are you doing working? What are you doing? And they'll tell you, I can't afford to live. I need to get health care. I can't afford my medication. I'm supposed to be. I've had more old people tell me they were supposed, this is their retirement where they have to work to afford life than anything. And Ben Shapiro's like, oh man, you just wait until they lose their job at Target. They're lost. What are they going to do without the big red circle, man? You know, and the little Spuds McKenzie dog. I don't know. If we funded all the fucking programs that could help old people, they could just enjoy life, Ben. You think these people with bad hips want to fucking wake up at 6 in the morning to go greet you while you're fucking doing some bit for fucking Home Depot? You know what I mean? Like, dude, nobody wants to do this shit. And I love how he's like, he should have walked into Home Depot and told all those people, like, it's a stupid idea. You want to retire, man. Why? What is that fucking accent? Is that like the little kid coming out in him? Like he clearly was bullied a lot, you know. Clearly. Let me show you all of them. He was clearly bullied a lot, you know. And now he's got the Wilkes brothers, who are oil fracking billionaires from Texas. He's got their unlimited funding to just spray whatever he wants. So this is where he's taking a dig. He's like, finally, all those people are gonna tell him it's a stupid idea, man, to want to retire.
Retirement. No one in the United States should be retiring at 65 years old. Frankly, I think retirement itself is a stupid idea.
Stupid idea.
Frankly, I think retirement itself is a stupid idea.
God, I have to save this. This is one of the greatest ways. This is Ben Shapiro doing Rosie Perez on retirement. That's a stupid idea. That's a stupid idea, man. Anyway, so I just wanted to start off with that. Where is my hold on, I gotta find my other photos. I gotta find my other photos. Okay, I didn't take a picture of this one. I knew I fucked up somewhere. All right, you're just gonna have to trust me. Oh, actually, I have Grinder Mike Johnson from you. Oh no, 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 I did take a picture. My bad. My bad. No, 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 no. I do. I do. Let's listen. We're gonna get into our communist chat now. This isn't me bringing it up. I know you guys like to call me a communist, and thank you for that. Thank you. Because Jesus was, you know, communism is a stateless, classless, moneyless society, a utopia of some sort. And don't take my word for it. This is Grinder Mike Johnson. Uh, on Fox News saying it. And then we're going to get into Joe Rogan calling for American communism. The tides are turning. This isn't me. I'm just bringing you the news. I'm just presenting it on a, tinfoil platter for you.
The way I describe it in summary is that they're little mini mamdanis popping up all around the country. Okay, and they're openly avowed socialist Marxist ideology. This is something that we have never seen before in American history. The Tea Party reset in the Republican Party was about fiscal responsibility. This is about moving away from a constitutional republic to a communist utopian ideology, and that's a dangerous thing for the future of the country.
It's a very dangerous thing if we moved into a utopia. We don't want that. The rich people have that, okay? We have a utopia, and we are kind of like, you know, the dictators of the utopia for us, but for everyone. You want a communist utopia for everyone? It's so funny that he describes it as a communist. He's like, we're moving away from, rugged individual capitalism where nobody can afford healthcare into this utopia. What kind of crazy? Why do you think there's mumdamis popping up everywhere? Why? Do you think maybe this system isn't working? And by the way, he forgot to mention that FDR was like one of the biggest socialists ever. Funny how he didn't bring that up. Anyways,
This is about moving away from a constitutional republic to a communist utopian ideology, and that's
a utopian idea. I guess. I guess. When given the option, America would be like, we don't want a utopia. No way. You mean everybody has enough food to eat and place to live? Not for us. Land of the free, baby, where we listen to rich people who have enough to eat and a house to live in. Tell us that we shouldn't have that. So again, I'm setting this up because the next clip, I think I think when Grinder Mike Johnson is talking about we have all these little mumdamis poking up everywhere. I think he's referencing Joe Rogan. I'm gonna play that clip next. So just remember this. Remember what Mike Johnson is saying. You don't want a utopia, do you, you stupid dum dum? Better not. Oh, really? You want a utopia? Well, then what good would heaven be? You know, like that's the next pitch. Oh, I guess you're gonna just spoil heaven for everyone, though. Okay, everybody gets a utopia, I guess. Yeah, that'd be nice. We'll have healthcare. We'll take healthcare over utopia.
The way I describe it in summary is that they're little mini mamdanis popping up all around the country. Okay, and they're openly avowed socialist Marxist ideology. This is something that we have never seen before in American history.
Except for with FDR when he was like, let's do that social security. Let's do social programs. Let's do stuff for the people when he was trying to implement his second Bill of Rights, where he wanted a house and an adequate fucking education and recreation and protection from the ills of sickness and old age. You can look this up. This is American history. Yeah. Besides that period of time, besides that,
The Tea Party reset in the Republican Party was about fiscal responsibility.
you are not fiscally responsible. You stupid dipshit.
This is about moving away from a constitutional republic to a communist utopian.
Yes, I'll take it. I'll take it. Joe, what do you think?
Gas prices are. I talked to Tim Dillon today. I was on the phone with him when I was in the studio. He told me that gas is $7.90 a gallon in LA right now. And that's down from what it was. I was out there a month.
Brendan Schwab, shut the fuck up. Just please, dude. Please. Just like, Ace Ventura, speak from your butt or something because your face is painful to watch. And by the way, Brendan Schwab is where Joe Rogan gets all of his jokes from now.
Commercial and
And by the way, Joe Rogan really name dropping Tim Dillon? Like, Joe, come on, you don't have to name drop. That's how far Joe has fallen. He's like, but I was on the phone with my good friend Tim Dillon today. What do you hold on? I gotta see if there's like a coyote or something. What is it? It's raining, you dum dum. That's rain. Um,
commercial, and it was up to 840 something. Here's what I don't understand. Are we getting oil from Iran? No. That's so
Maybe 3 or 4%.
so are they just fucking us in the ass? They just know, oh, Americans don't, if we go to war, we can increase the gas price. So we always go along with it.
so what Joe is now discovering is something that I've been talking about for Christ decades. Um, and I use MAGA's Big Mac, the Big Mac index to bring that up. When they're like, oh, if you pay people more, Big Mac's going to cost $10. And I'm like, it already does. But everybody agrees that the cost of things increases over time, right? They're like, that's just inflation. Things are going to cost more over time. How come wages have stagnated? How come your money's worth less over time? How come the cost of everything besides the cost of labor goes up? How come? Oh, maybe because things don't have to get this expensive. Groceries didn't have to jump up 40%, even during that little COVID thing we had. Like they used that as cover to skyrocket prices. The whole egg debacle when they were electing Trump, and he was like, "Oh yeah, make your eggs affordable," and then he got in office and turned around. And he's like, "I'm not doing that. These stupid idiots don't eat eggs." Um, there were articles I went over here on the program about how the two fucking egg providers in America, the two biggest ones, were like, let's just create scarcity and we'll charge people more. Because there was like a bird flu thing going on for like 2 minutes. And they were like, we could just charge people more. What are they going to do? Not buy eggs? Come on, man. It's just like the Netflix, YouTube, Hulu, Disney HBO thing when they all a couple months ago or whenever it was, they all were like, we're jacking up our plans. I know it's a bad time, but we're all doing it. So what are you gonna do? You gonna lose ours and go to that one? This is coordinated efforts to do it. Same with oil. I tried to point that this is where I'm like, Joe Rogan is absolutely one of the stupidest motherfuckers out here. It was in the news during Donald Trump's campaign that he got into a room with billionaire oil barons and was like, if you guys donate $1 billion to me, I will do whatever you want. I will slurp and suck. He was like, I'll do it all. Just donate $1 billion to me. You can look this up. You have the internet, Joe Rogan. It's like, why do you think he said that? Yes, because of all of this. I mean, Netanyahu's pulling the strings, but you don't think they're making massive profits right now? This is every industry. This is why Joe Rogan's going to advocate for communism in a second. But also, this is why, like Mike Johnson said, there's all these little mom dummies popping up everywhere. Everybody wants socialism now. What is wrong with having to not be able to afford health care? God, you guys just are never satisfied. You can't have health care. Food's too expensive. You can't afford rent. What is it going to take to satisfy you fools? You know, it's like, I don't know, just the bare necessities that we're paying your salary that you're providing for yourself off over $174,000 a year. That's just the average congressperson. That's not even the insider trading they do. Anyways, back to Joe Rogan. I can't wait till he gets to the thing I've been saying forever. Spoiler alert. Nationalize the energy fucking industry. All of them. The fucking electric, the oil, the solar, the Wi-Fi, the water. Nationalize it all. No more people profiting off of our necessities. If Wi-Fi you need is a necessity to get a job, to participate in society, it should not be controlled by 5 companies. It should not. Okay? And I've been saying this forever. It's just nice that Joe Rogan's finally getting there, even though he stumbled on his own fucking knuckles to get here.
Is that real, or is it global prices went up because some of the gas can't get to where it needs to go, and so they need to make that money, so they just fuck you. Isn't it funny? Like they're like, we're gonna make money no matter what. Yeah. The American people are gonna
100%.
lose money, so we make the same amount of money. And also, fuck you,
Yeah.
you need.
You know what's not funny, Joe, is that Donald Trump is friends with all them and was like, you elect me and fuck the people. You can make as much money as you want. I'll ruin their national reserves. I'll let you drill wherever you want. I'll do wars. I'll raise price. I don't give a. Donald Trump said all this stuff. And then Joe Rogan was like, hey, you know what? You're kind of a charming man. When he interviewed him, it's like, what the fuck? You don't get to backpedal out of any of this shit, Joe. I mean, keep promoting communism. I'm for that, but you're a horrible human.
Oil. But my whole thing is, even like when we go to war, people are like, yeah, they're just doing it for money. It's like, how much fucking money do they need?
Brendan Schwab, the only time he said anything good, I say this all the time. Do they need all the money? Like, what happens when we're just all starving? It's not going to be good for them. All the money doesn't help when people are starving and desperate. I don't know if you've ever seen that play out, but doesn't end well.
All rich anyway. American gas prices are.
This is what I mean. And you guys are rich too. Well, Brendan Schwab's not, but Joe Rogan, you have a, what is this, a $50 million yacht? That's Joe Rogan's yacht, if you don't know. And he's him jumping off the back. Whee, like a big guy. Look at Joe. Look at Joe climbing up. Look at how strong he is. Look at that. That's elk meat right there. He took his alpha brain pills. But yeah, this is Joe Rogan. That's his yacht, in case you didn't know. In case you thought he was just a bro asking questions. In his off days, he's just the tech broligarch on his $1 million yacht. But I like this article the most because Joe Rogan explained that he married Ditzy following the birth of their first child together because he had to. She made a baby, which is just a beautiful story to tell your kids. I think of all of us just growing up as a young one and going, Dad, tell us the story of how you married Mom. And he goes, well, I had to. She had you. What was I going to do? Give her half of my money? No way, man. No way. Daddy like a yacht. Very romantic, Joe. Oof. He is the guy's guy, though. I'll give him that. Well, I don't know. I had to. She had a baby. It's much better than Elon Musk, who is like, I don't have to do shit. I'm not even answering Twitter when they have a medical emergency. And that's a real story, folks.
rising mainly because crude oil has become more expensive due to the war with Iran and disruptions in global oil supply, plus normal seasons and cost factors in refining, distribution, and taxes. Biggest driver, crude oil in the Iran war. But what if we got all our oil from America, which we can do? Well, if we did that, why would oil go up?
It's like
Because it
American
goes
fuel
up
prices are tied to the global oil market.
But that,
Just start selling it.
that's stupid.
Yeah, it's
That's good. Yeah, but they're a bunch of crooks. They're a bunch of crooks.
Including Donald Trump. I want you to understand this, Joe. Like, you have to come to the full realization that Donald Trump isn't outside. He's not an outsider. He's the one taking the bribes, man. But this is where it gets good.
We should have a national oil company.
Oh shit! Communism. Hold on. Hold on. I don't have an air horn, but you know I can give you the next best thing. Amazing, Joe. Joe, I've been barking up this tree forever, and apparently you're watching my podcast. Thank you. Thank you, Joe. Appreciate you. Hit subscribe at the Joe Rogan, a big fan. He learned nationalize the oil, nationalize the Wi-Fi. That's what he's going to be saying next, you know? He's going to be going, you know, my 6G isn't working as good as these people promised. We should nationalize that. That's right, Joe. Not privatize, nationalize it. God bless you, Joe, for that one comment. The rest can go to hell.
We should have a national oil company. Only sell in
in-house.
America. Yeah. In-house. So no matter what
right there.
foul shit we do outside the world,
Companies can still sell wherever they want.
yeah.
No, get rid of the companies. We don't need one guy profiting and sharing with his shareholders, which is just Vanguard and BlackRock. We don't need that. We just don't. That's not benefiting, just so everybody knows. That doesn't benefit anybody in the chat. Okay. You paying exorbitant amounts for Wi-Fi when it's a necessity for whether it's your work, your school, your fucking life. Um, that doesn't benefit anybody. That one CEO is making a huge compensation package and shareholders. That's the beautiful thing about America. They've convinced you, oh, you might be a shareholder. They went from the customer's always right to we value our shareholders the most. And you could be one. You could buy one stock, and they don't tell you that Vanguard and BlackRock own 90% of the fucking stocks, all of them. And they're like, oh yeah, keep believing. Go to Reddit Wall Street Bets, which is probably a CIA op, where they just have random guys be like, look, guys, I made $1 million. And they're like, oh shit, dude, I gotta spend my allowance on that too. All right, Fortnite crew, we're gonna fucking it's like, dude, you own what? Maybe 100 stocks? Maybe? Like, dude, you ain't moving the market. You ain't retiring off that. It doesn't help anybody. Not anybody. I've heard of Cat Jesus. And your deck is their mecca. Steffelson, what's up? President Reagan, good to see you. National Oil Company was the name of a mafia organization back in the day. One of the 5 families, I believe. That is a good name for a mafia company. And leave it, Donald Trump will be like, we're going to nationalize the oil company. And here's my new friend Peter Thiel to introduce it. Oh, what's up, Lemony? Good to see you. Good to see you. Hold on. Communist Joe, I thought he was a fascist. Yeah, terrible times. These are terrible times. Even Joe's turning communist. We can't tax the rich. That could be amazing. Gain, the dream, aka great live capitalism, is that you're going to be rich AF for doing nothing like Bitcoin a-holes. That was the comment I was looking for. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, I got to read this one. Ryan, who, hold on, this is Ryan's avatar. In case you can't see the chat, this is Ryan's avatar. He wants to sell you Bitcoin real estate. He wants to sell you an NFT of Bitcoin. That's Ryan. He's like, this dude's salty about life. Dude, America's salty about life right now. Do you have no self-awareness? Can you not read the room while you're busy fucking doing glamour shots for your fucking YouTube avatar where you sell NFT real estate? Hey man, you know what they always say, location, location, location. Well, now you don't even need the location. Buy Ryan's NFT real estate. Sponsored by Gary V's Bees. or whatever Gary V was doing. Remember when Gary V was just scribbling shit and being like, it's an NFT, take a picture of it, put it online, it's an NFT, Bitcoin, chain block. These are the stupidest fucking people on earth. I'm so sorry, Brian. I don't mean to laugh that hard at you because I'm really an empath and I care for all, but goddamn, you out here looking like a dodo bird. All right. Would you like some NFT real estate? Come to Brian's Lions. Row. I love it. Yeah, Ryan, you should, man. I'm sure there's a whole niche out there on YouTube. Just can't wait to get a good photo, a good fucking pixelated photo of Joe Rogan's yacht. And you're like, hey, man, I know you can't afford it, but what would you think of an NFT yacht? That's right. This yacht, owned by Joe Rogan, can now be yours as an NFT for the small price of 40 Bitcoins. Send it to me. You should go into business with the Paul brothers. Oh, that's right. They moved to Puerto Rico to escape fucking to escape the tax bracket they were in. Oh man, great minds, Ryan. Great minds. Keep bringing the good content, buddy.
No matter what
Right there.
foul shit we
Even
do
for the
outside the world.
companies can still sell wherever they want.
Yeah. Even though U.S. is the world's largest oil producer, companies can sell oil on the global market to whoever pays the highest price. So
That's us.
high world prices still translate into high domestic gas prices. Hey, Mr. President, please text that.
Okay,
Yeah.
thanks them.
Dude, fucking text him. Do you hear Brendan Schwab? I can't believe hero of the day is Brendan Schwab being like, fucking text him. Fucking text him, dude. Like I've been saying this, if you've hit subscribe and notification bell, you know I've been saying to Joe Rogan, like, Joe, stop complaining on your podcast, man the fuck up and text the president. Be like, this shit's miserable, dude. Like nobody likes what the fuck's going. Well, Ryan likes it. Ryan loves that like the president is, Ryan loves that this is the first lady. He loves that this is the he's like, bro, do you want an NFT of Donald Trump's penthouse? Or how would you like an NFT of Donald Trump's? How would you like an NFT of Donald Trump's birthday card to Jeff Epstein? You know, people like Ryan, who is like, man, you're just salty, dude. Right now is the greatest time ever. It's the Gilded Age. And if you don't know what that means, like the Great Gatsby, it's like the robber barons have taken control of the government and nobody could afford anything. It's awesome. It's like the dude is so tone deaf. You'd fucking, you just expect more from people who take glamour shots like this for their avatar. That's all it is. That's all it is, Ryan. I figure if you could take the time out of your day to down to Sears or whatever the fuck it is, Sears Roebuck, and do a professional glamour shot like this, cold steel, blue steel, whatever it's called, I would expect a little more out of you, you know? I figured you had to tie your shoes to get there, you know? And that's got to count for something on the SATs, like signing your name. It's got to show you got a little bit of fucking brain in there. You got to probably drive on the highway with other people. So I just expect a little more out of you, Ryan. But it's okay, baby steps for everyone. Anyways, you can go to Ryan's YouTube channel. He's selling NFTs of Donald Trump's birthday card to Jeff Epstein, I believe. I don't know. I don't know what he does. He just goes in people's comments. He's like, man, how salty could you be that we're run by pedos and gas is doubled and groceries have doubled and everything's doubled? What a salty bay. Yeah, bitch, we're living the salt life over here, man. It's not that we can't afford anything in this fucking country. It's just we're really jealous at how rich the president is. That's it. Hold on, is that his next comment? Grok said Elon Musk is more athletic than LeBron James. So, yeah, I wouldn't trust Grok. Grok also, if Grok was a person, it'd be in prison for criminal charges against children. And I'm pretty sure Elon Musk is being investigated in that in multiple countries. Um, Kyle Kalinske is pretty all right. Yo, Kyle Kalinske is amazing. Frankenberry, you don't know the secular talk guy? He's fucking cool. I like Kyle. I don't watch him that much, but when I've seen him clipped, I do like him. Ryan's a bit quiet. Yeah, I just gave him so much fucking traction, so much traffic to his Donald Trump. Wait a minute. Fuck you, Ryan. Don't take my idea. Can I make this an NFT? Does anybody know how to make NFTs, or did those just die out with the data centers? If you know how to make an NFT, join my Discord and let's start making these as NFTs. I'm pretty sure I can sell them to the Paul brothers. You know, I'm pretty sure Andrew Tate will fucking use some of his dark money to buy one NFT for 500 Bitcoins. Humanist Report. Yeah, I love Humanist Report. Oh man, this is what I don't like about YouTube. I haven't watched Humanist Report and what's his name? Mike Figueroa? I forget his name. I really like him. I really that man is a passionate, genuine human. I know a good Ryan. Not that kid who was forced into making his parents a lot of money on YouTube, right? Not that Ryan World. RM Brown. RM Brown is a Ryan? Really? Don't ruin it for me. Spoiler alert, everybody. Earmuffs. He's Ryan? Ryan M. Brown? I'm glad he went by RM. I love RM Brown. I have clips of RM Brown right here because I adore RM Brown. I just adore him.
Watch me cook on this one. You don't talk against my newsman like that, or you go to hell. Yeah, you shut the hell up, you moron.
Fucking RM Brown is more of a comedian than Joe Rogan ever will be. Yeah, I said it. I have a Bill Murray NFT, like 11 minutes of his sitcom. Come on, Smoking Blondie. You do not. I can't tell if you're fucking with me. Pastor Ryan, the YouTube kid. What the hell? Motherly patience, do not send me down a rabbit hole. Aztec priest. Really? RM Brown is Orion? How did you find that out? I hate to pause the show right now, but I'm so curious of how you knew that RM Brown. Maybe you just Googled it. I haven't done that, but I'm just curious how you know RM Brown's Orion. I'm hoping you're like, well, I see him around Austin sometimes. I know he's from Austin. He talks about that. Gain. I bought a $6 million, $6 million in Trump coin. So what is it worth? Like 8 cents right now? I'm a cat in a family of lizards. Frankie, I'd take that as a badge of honor. Who is RM Brown? Oh, Lemony. 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 We just gifted you so much content. RM Brown. So I always say the way I catch up with the podcast bros now, like Patty Bet David Stone, Timothy Underground Pool, Joey Rowie, Polio Rogan. I say I catch up with them through RM Brown because every week, I think it's 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then he has a Patreon for the other 2 episodes, which maybe I should do that. Maybe I should do that. But RM Brown does 3 videos a week where he just catches up with all these dudes, and he's got a very dry, sarcastic style of comedy. It's really an obtuse style of comedy that I appreciate so fondly. I adore RM Brown. I adore. I saw that he even did like stand up and I was like, that's a fucking dude. I don't even have the money to, but I would cough up the money to an RM Brown ticket show because he's that. I support that kind of whatever he's doing, whatever you want to niche it as. I support it so much. Like I really do. So Lemony, go check him out. He's just I think it's just RM Brown on YouTube. But if you ever hear me play a clip of like,
Yeah, you shut the hell up, you moron.
that's him. And he devastates Tim Pool. Like if there's anyone he really just annihilates, it's Tim Pool. He calls him his like favorite new. He's like, this is my favorite. I should just watch some RM Brown with you guys. I would please hit subscribe and notification bell. I want to do it like the way Hassan does it, where you could bring up clips and stuff. I tried that once. It didn't really work that great, but all right, let's finish Joe Rogan and then we'll get to the next thing. Joe Rogan talking about he's a communist now. Joe Rogan's officially a communist. He wants which is crazy for Joe because if you know Joe, he's the yacht boy. He's a naughty yachty boy. That's right. This is Joe Rogan. Look at him. Look at him climbing up on his big slide. You know, look at him. He said, "Hey, Peter Thiel, Peter Thiel." Peter Thiel's probably back here somewhere. He's like, "Please watch. Watch Peter. Whee! So yeah, that's Joe Rogan on his $50 million yacht. He's just a common man like you, just asking questions, you know. He's got your best interest in mind. While he's walking the plank to get onto his fucking $50 million yacht, which blows up this thing in the middle of the water and has jet skis next to it. He's doing it because he's thinking of you, you know. He's thinking of the working man who Ben Shapiro said should never retire. Retirement stupid, man. Or whatever Ben Shapiro said. So when Joe Rogan's, you know, slipping down this slide, don't forget in the back of his Abdullah Maba Gaba, whatever Joe has in there. I don't know what a Neanderthal has, but whatever Joe. And look at that. You guys thought I was joking when I said knuckle dragger. Look, his arms go right down to his feet, so they're dragging. They're dragging. But he's thinking of you. He's really considering you. When he splashes into that water, he goes, I'm so concerned about Canadian politics, like he said on that one podcast where he had that right-wing twatsy on. Um, but now Joe's starting to take a turn, folks. He's starting to call for nationalizing the oil companies.
Shit, we do outside the world.
Companies can still sell wherever they want.
Yeah. Even though the U.S. is the world's largest oil producer, companies can sell oil on the global market to whoever pays the highest price. High world prices still translate into high domestic gas prices. Hey, Mr. President, please fix that.
Okay,
Yeah.
thanks. I don't know.
Dude, listen, hold on. This was the part where he said nationalize.
Over it.
You know that?
Just start selling it.
That's stupid.
Yeah, it's
That's
market.
yeah,
Besides,
they're a bunch of crooks.
What?
They're a bunch of crooks. We should have a national oil company.
Communism. I love it. Thank you, Joe. Joe said it. He wants a nationalized company for the oil. And next, it's going to be electric, Wi-Fi, water, housing. I say do it all. Do it all, Joe. Make it a utopia, which Mike Grinder Johnson is scared of, which I just played that clip for you. But this is the craziest part. Brendan Schwab, I think maybe because he's only got 2 brain cells to rub together. Brendan Schwab is, as far as I know, the only comedian that's been on Joe Rogan's show and said, text him, dude. Because Joe Rogan, if you don't know, if you're just tuning into Earth, welcome aliens. If you're just tuning into Earth, Joe Rogan brags a lot about how he has the president's number. He goes to the White House and he's like, I texted the president about ibogaine and he got right back to me. That's right. Now it's legal. You know, like he loves to go on TV and brag about how he texts the president shit. But never when it comes to like important fucking country shifting dynamics, which is odd. You know, it says maybe he's a little bit of a coward. Maybe he's scared to approach, you know, the guy who is best friends with Epstein. Maybe he's scared to approach this man. You know, maybe he's just terrified. I would think he was like a frog IRL, you know, like that Pepe the Frog meme, but orange. You know, I'd be like, oh Christ, CGI is awful. Is that an AI person? You know, I would be terrified just to get near that scent, the aroma of old diapers and makeup. Gross. But I don't know why Joe cosplays as like a tough guy and then he'll text him about like, hey man, me and my friends want to do mushrooms all the time, can you legalize that? But when it comes to something that could help an entire country, nothing, Joe. You must fucking struggle to sleep at night. And I mean it, like, because to pride yourself as like a bravado man's man, machismo, you know, and then be such a coward and to have Brendan Schwab call you out. I can't fucking get over this. Like, I have to give Brendan Schwab respect. He's the only, I can't call him a comedian, he's the only podcaster that is like, Joe, text him, dude. You have his, why don't you text him? Like, good on Brandon, good on you, man. You know, I'll take this redemption arc. I'll never watch his comedy again. I've seen that shit clipped. And I don't think he's like a good dude in general. Just pending, you know, all the allegations against him. But good on you for saying that to Joe, because nobody else had the backbone to say that. I watched the studio of Ari Shafir, Mark Norman, Shane Gillis, all these all these fucking dudes smoking cigars, you know, bearded, chest out, so tough, so Joe, we're the toughest guys. That's why we're all here. We're so tough. And none of those cowards were like, stop complaining about the president. Text him right now. Call him, dude. Call him on speakerphone and be like, this sucks, man. Fuck you. And Joe won't do it. He's a fucking cow. He's a little lizard baby.
high domestic gas prices. Hey, Mr. President.
Like, don't do this. This is what you call virtue signaling. Joe Rogan being like, "Hey, Mr. President, we really care about gas." You know why Joe cares about gas, don't you? Let me show you. This is Joe's $50 million yacht. Okay? This is Joe sliding off the back of his $50 million yacht. There it is. $50 million. So you know, with a $50 million yacht, Joe's got to care about gas prices just like you. You know, when he wakes up to start up that old $50 million yacht, he wants that thing turning over cherry, baby. Just like when you're getting into your fucking 1982 custom short bed deluxe Chevy and you're just praying that she turns over because the fucking gas tank's been on empty for a couple of days. Joe's just like you. Just like you. You know, he wakes up and has his cyborgs put his pants on 2 legs at a time, just like you, so he can get on to his fucking hovercraft and go to his $50 million yacht where he climbs onto his bouncy slide, slides into the water, just like you do. So if you're one of those people who's like, Joe doesn't care about gas prices, he's $100 millionaire. He's friends with Peter Thiel and all the Epstein gang. What's that? You don't believe me that Joe Rogan's friends with the Epstein gang? That's okay. I got an infographic for it. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. So now that we've established that, and this is who Epstein is. There we go. There we go. Sorry. What is that? Get out of here. I was talking about Joe Rogan. So when Joe Rogan's on his $50 million yacht, and you're thinking he doesn't care about me, this is virtue signaling. What Joe's doing right here is virtue signaling. When he goes, Mr. President, into my microphone, Mr. President, could you please fix this? Like, that seems fake. I know that's what you're saying, but Joe cares. You think that $50 million yacht fills itself up with gas? No, no, no. He's got to work 1 day a week in an air-conditioned studio that is inside of his home, right next to the indoor pool, the indoor sauna, and the ice bath. He's got to walk past all that stuff, his personal gym, his fucking llamas, or I don't know what he has, to get to that podcast studio where he's got to have somebody adjust the temperature because it's a bit chilly, just like you. You know, his hands are calloused from from pointing so much at Jamie to say, look that up, Jamie. Did the internet trick me again? He is a man's man, just like you. He's just asking questions. So if you think this is virtue signaling by Joe Rogan, shame on you. But wait, what was that Brendan Schwab said?
Whoever pays the highest price, that's us. High world prices still translate into high domestic gas prices. Hey, Mr. President, please heckle that. Yeah. I don't know if he can do that. They'll kill him. They try to kill him 3 times.
Oh, Joe, why won't you answer Brendan Schwab when he says fucking text him? Brendan, this is the only time you're going to hear me say this, so cherish it. Good on you. Good on you, Brendan Schwab, or whatever your name is, Schlob. Good on you, Brendan Schlong. Good on you. Good on you. Poppy Gringo finally said something worthy out of his mouth. Because he spent, I don't know how old he is, 70? He spent a long time saying absolute garbage, you know? You're just like, shut that diarrhea hole, buddy. And finally, he said something worthy.
The gas prices. Hey, Mr. President.
Virtue signaling bitch, you coward. Why don't you just text him? Get your phone out and text him now. That's what Brendan Schwab's saying. I'm saying Joe Rogan's just an everyday man who gets up, walks down the dock, goes into his $50 million mega yacht, turns it over, hopes it starts up. You know, he's like, hey, she's been close to empty. Got to go by the gas station this morning in Croatia. You know? I don't know how Joe does it, man. He's just a common boy. Just a skibbity common alpha boy.
Please heckle that. Fucking text him. I don't
fucking text him. Brendan Schwab. God bless you. All right, let's check in with Donald Trump. Let's see. Actually, no. No, we're not going to check in with Donald Trump. I know Maggie got a little excited. I want to play some Tucker Carlson for you. It's Gringo Poppy. It is Gringo Poppy. Nobody looked that up. It's disturbing. All right, so listen, I gotta teach everybody. If you see, shit, wrong picture. You can't see it. If you see this dude, if you see this guy anywhere wearing a Utah national security hat, I want you to remember he's a Canadian. He's infiltrated America. We don't want him here. Every other Canadian. No, not every other. Tom Ford, the rapper, Jordan Peterson, Kevin O'Leary, the Shark Tank dude. These fucking Canadians need to go back to their Medicare for All state where they cannot grift Americans. We need to call ICE on Kevin O'Leary or put him back in that Shark Tank. Was it a literal one or was that metaphoric? Was it figurative? I can't remember. Anyways, I want everybody to remember this because you're going to see him in the news. You're going to see him clipped. You're going to see him pushing for data centers because he'll make trillions off of it. This is absolute parasitic behavior. And again, I can't believe it. This is 2 for 2. I remember this one historian I was watching a while ago. She said, in turbulent times like this in a country, the most shocking thing is what sides are formed, like who goes to what sides, because you would never think Tucker Carlson would be making kind of decent points, or Joe Rogan advocating for communism, or Brendan Schlong, Poppy Gringo, would be telling Joe Rogan, the only person to have a backbone to Joe Rogan, and be like, text him, text the president, stop virtue signaling on your podcast, stop saying it into the microphone, text the president. And Joe Rogan just went zoop right over it. He's like, oh man, wow, what about those attempts on his life? It's like, oh, Joe, pretend like you didn't hear that. Okay. We see your news radio acting coming out, your old Fear Factor days. But Tucker Carlson, again, absolute shitbag, white supremacist, not a good person, is taking a stand against this absolute shitbag, not a good person, Canadian. If you don't believe me, here, I Wikipedia it real quick because I just want people to understand. Like, if you're on YouTube, you have access to the internet. Just look this up. You could be like, is Kevin O'Leary Canadian or American? Oh, he's Canadian. Born in Montreal, probably doesn't even speak French. Works exclusively in the U.S. I wonder why. We don't want him here, and we certainly don't want him in fucking Boston. He's a Canadian, and he also mentioned holding Irish and the United Arab Emirates citizenship. So this dude is garbage. Garbage. He wants to come into America and destroy, suck up all your energy, suck up all your water, basically fucking just profit off it and put people out of work. And Tucker Carlson, I got to give him credit. He kind of held him to the fire here a little bit, even though Tucker Carlson has had absolute twatsies write for him and spouted culture war rhetoric for decades. He is a mouthpiece. He's a millionaire mouthpiece for billionaires. That's what Rucker Bregman, Dutch historian, called him on the segment that Tucker wouldn't even air. They were going to have a segment about the elites meeting at Davos, so we want to have Rucker Bregman on, who goes to Davos and calls out the elites. And Rucker basically, spanked him like a little bitch and was like, "You're just, aren't you like, what is it? Not the Manhattan Institute." He's like, "Aren't you an alumni at the Cato Institute?" And Tucker's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Well, you're just a millionaire mouthpiece for billionaires. You're not doing anything good here." He's like, "You're a culture warrior. This is a class war, Tucker." And Tucker's like, "Fuck you. I'm not airing this." And he's like, "Okay, we're filming it anyways. We'll leak it online." So Absolute made him into a bitch. So don't respect him, but I'll let him do the work for us. Let him do the legwork. It's just like you see the white supremacist structure use Clandis Owens to do their legwork. And then there's dumb people in America that are like, oh, if a black lady's there, then how could it be racist? They're the same people who are like, how's Donald Trump racist? I saw a photo of him with Don King one time. He knows Ben Carson, and you're like, oh, okay. Well, I can't explain you out of stupid. Hold on, let me have Mark Twain. Explain it to you. There we go. The truth is no defense against a fool determined to believe a lie. That's what we see a lot of in America. God bless Mark Twain. That fucking guy, man. Real name Samuel Clemens. Wouldn't you know? Anyways. Now let's get to Tucky Tumstone and Kevin O'Leary. They're talking about corporate welfare, because that's what we have here in America. Corporate welfare. And remember the whole time, this guy's Canadian. He's not an American.
Stop advancement of technology with the uncertainty it brings has always been a dilemma. in capitalism and in America, and it's a fair comment.
But how is this capitalism? If taxpayers are paying for some of it, how is that capitalism? That
I
seems
think it's no different than building an apartment building downtown in Austin. You can get incentives for that too, and that's just part of how it works.
What he's talking about is tax break or government money, and again, that's not capitalism either.
You can debate
that. How is that capitalism? How is that free market? If politicians are handing you other people's money to do it, how is that capitalism?
Well,
capitalism
is built into the Constitution, which I think was genius because it couldn't have even thought that far ahead, was the idea of competition between states. Why is there an exodus out of New York City to Miami, where I live?
There isn't. This is if you're new here, let me inform you. What he's citing is why this wealth tax driving everybody out because they're being taxed more. Well, ironically, he wants to use that tax to fund his shit. But this is what billionaires do. They do the fear mongering game. They're like, why do you think everybody's leaving? They're not. Massachusetts did a wealth tax. No millionaires, no billionaires left. Our millionaire population grew by 39%, 36%. And on top of that, every kid in the public school system gets free breakfast and lunch. You can go in Massachusetts, if you live here, you can go to community college and get a free bachelor's degree because we taxed millionaires at 4%. 4%. They're not struggling with rent. They can still afford egg. They don't give a shit what gas prices cost. They don't. And everybody's benefiting. So this is the old tactic they like to deploy. Why do you think everybody's leaving? Actually, if you just look at the numbers, they're not. Nobody is.
Why are people leaving New Jersey and Massachusetts and moving into my building? Nobody in my building is from Florida. They're all from other states.
You dumb shit. Let me explain it. Here's what this Canadian doesn't understand. Me being from Massachusetts and having family and loved ones in Florida. Massachusetts has the thing called seasons. And especially when people get old and want to retire, even though Ben Shapiro, hold on, where's Ben Shapiro? He said, it's stupid. You don't retire. Stupid.
the United States should be retiring at 65 years old. Frankly, I think retirement itself is a stupid idea.
It's a stupid idea, baby. You don't want to retire. That's my Ben Shapiro. That's my Ben Shapiro fucking impression. This is stupid, baby. You don't want to retire. No, baby. This, like this must be so embarrassing to have to be a very serious boy, Ben Shapiro. Very serious. And then sound like this.
So, frankly, I think retirement itself is a stupid idea.
That's a stupid idea, baby. What are you, fucking Rosie Perez? Dude, retake that. This isn't even live. You don't even do a live stream. I do a live stream. I can't edit this shit. You are recording in your own fucking house, bro. Have your wife come down and edit it, okay? Your wife that works a fucking real job, you stupid. You stupid. So anyways, back to Canadian O'Leary. That's what I'm just gonna call him from now on. Everybody call him Canadian O'Leary. That's what we're calling him. Canadian O'Leary, what you don't understand is people in the Northeast, they go down to Florida when they're fucking sick and tired of the weather. Everybody I love and know for decades are like, we're fucking moving to Florida. They're not going down there because it's the fucking Australia of America and it's like fucking Florida man everywhere. They're not going down for the community. Bro, they're going down because they're fucking tired of having to shovel blizzards out at fucking 67 years old. Okay? Okay, bro, you are, hold on, how old is fucking Kevin O'Leary? He's born in 54. Anybody know quick math? I don't know. Quick math, 54 to 2004, 50, 70 something, 72. He's 72. So people are moving into his building because at 72, they're like, dude, I can't take another winter. I cannot fucking, my bones hurt before the storm gets here. And you'll hear, seriously, you'll hear people in New England be like, that storm's coming. You're like, how? And they're like, my knee just acted up. Big nor'easter coming in. And then they're like, I'm going to Florida for the winter. Like, Kevin, you stupid shit. And I mean, you can't blame him for being this stupid. He's from Canada. Canada doesn't have a Florida. They don't have people that move from north of Canada to south of Canada for the weather. But here in America, we do. Get assimilated, Kevin. Speak English, you dumb bitch. God, will ICE deport this fucking guy or what? Can we get ICE to deport him?
I understand.
All of these people move.
See, and Tucker, this is why Tucker Carlson like just isn't good enough. Because if Canadian O'Leary said this shit to me, I'd be like, do you know why they're moving there at 72 years of age, Kevin? Do you know why you left fucking Canada to go to Miami? It wasn't because you wanted to fucking build data centers in Miami. I hate to break this to you. He's not building data centers in Miami. He would never build them in his backyard. They've eradicated nighttime. They suck up all the energy. They turn your water brown. He's not building data centers in Miami. So this point is mute to begin with. But Kevin, you left Canada to go to Florida because of the weather. Tucker, call him out on that shit.
Building is from Florida. They're all from other states.
I understand.
All of these people moving. Why? Because they're reaching retirement age and
they don't want to fucking shovel anymore.
The environment in these other states is not conducive to
old people because it snows and gets below 0, dude. I'll tell you, you want to see the toughest motherfuckers in the world? I'll tell you who they are right now. I say it every winter. It's the 80-year-old lady who's still going outside and salting her walk and trying to shovel. Those are the hardest fucking people on earth. These little New England, old little New England ladies that are like, another snowstorm, and they're out there fucking shoveling 13 feet of snow. Those people will whoop your ass, Canadian O'Leary.
their lifestyle when they're
But
being
I think
taxed.
you're making my point for me. You did
No, Tucker, you missed the point he made. He distracted from the whole thing. He was like, why does Florida have people from the northern cold climates? Data centers. You know, it's like, just repeat it. This is what you have to do with a stupid argument. If you ever find yourself as a freshman in college and Ben Shapiro came there and he starts doing stupid arguments to try to dunk on you and then clip it and put it online, just repeat their argument back. Okay, so Kevin, what you're saying is you need to build your data centers not in Miami, but in Utah, because there's a lot of people in Florida that move from the northern colder climates down to Miami. Is that what you're saying? Dude, none of this makes sense. Anyways, so yeah, it's not capitalism, but let's get to the next clip where Kevin again, Canadian O'Leary, is trying to defend. He's like, hey man, this is going to create so many jobs, which I don't know. Anybody in the comment? We call them snowbirds. Thank you, Smoking Blondie. That's right. Same in Indiana with the lake effect from Lake Michigan. I'm in California, been saying it for decades. Thank you, Tamara Chance. Well, that's the same thing with like you go to California. No one's from California unless you go like Inland Empire or like there's certain areas. But when I lived in California, it was all transplants. Why? Because they're coming from it's like they nominated the hottest girl in school and the hottest guy in school, and they were like, you go to California, you shouldn't live in North Dakota anymore. Like that's the whole thing. That's the whole thing of California. And it's just stupid to make an argument. It's like, nah, they're going to California for them liberal policy. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? Like, and they're not building data centers in California. Like, I just wish Tucker was like, so Canadian O'Leary, are you saying you're trying to build a data center in Miami? Is that what you're saying? No, you're not. None of these billionaires. That's what I said. I said, as soon as they start building them in their own backyards, then you'll know they're good for them. It's just like as soon as they start hogging all the work, as soon as they start doing grind culture, then you'll know work's good for you. As soon as Kevin O'Leary and Ben Shapiro are like, I'm never retiring, I'm going out to lay brick. Then you start wondering, does that have good health effects? Is that the magical elixir? No, it's not. That's why none of them do it. They're just trying to trick you into working harder and call everybody salty if they can't do it. You know? I'm sure Kevin O'Leary goes out to job sites with Ben Shapiro and they're like, hey man, save some of that bricklaying for me. What are you laying? Bluestone today? Ooh, I want to get my fingers pinched in that 2-ton fucking rock. Yeah, save some of that for me. That looks healthy. Ooh, you better do that till you're 100. It's like, no, none of them are doing this. Come on, it's somebody who fucking laid brick for a long time. I'm telling you, they ain't doing it. I'll never forget the day I got the call from a radio station to get one of my first jobs, my first paying job in radio. And we were laying bricks. And I was like, yo, can I take this call real quick? It's a radio station. He was like, get the fuck out of here. And when I went back and I was like, they offered me the job, they were like, quit. Do not do this anymore. And these were like old, weathered, seasoned Masons. And they were like, get the fuck out of this industry. All of my family that are union fucking workers were like, do radio. You want to have a body at 50. You don't want to fucking crack and pop like the Rice Krispie dudes when you're fucking 50. Like, this is just nonsense. That's what I mean. It's like, that's why when these chuds in the comments are like, what are you, salty? I'm like, dude, have you never worked a hard day in your life? Have you never spoken to anybody that's worked a hard day in their life? They're not envious of waking up tomorrow. They're not like, I can't wait. I'm going to do Saturdays as well. You know, like none of them are doing that. They're trying to conserve their bodies so they can hopefully retire. And that's the truth. I've lived this life. You know, that's why when people come in here and act like this, I'm like, oh man, it's a funny way to tell me how privileged you are. It truly is. You don't know the back pain of a Mason. I pop and lock. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Pop and lock. You look like goddamn fucking Wild and Out, that great 80s movie. You look like Electric Boogaloo too. Crunch when I kneel. Oof. Yeah. Yeah. Sound off in the comments like it's your goddamn body waking up. All right. Here's Kevin O'Leary. Sorry. Actually, no, not sorry. Not sorry. Not sorry. To the guy who told me to stop burping so much. That one was for you, buddy. It was for you. And I think that was a fan. Just so you know, if I'm sarcastic, it's probably because I like you, you know? And if I call you an absolute pedo bootlicker, I don't. If I call you a capitalist cuck, we ain't friends.
That trains AI, that it provides productivity to the entire nation, we create millions of jobs, high-paying jobs.
Oh yeah. That's I forgot. I was gonna do a poll. Have you heard all these billionaires saying that AI is creating jobs, or have you seen AI replacing jobs? It's real mixed messaging we're getting from Canadian O'Leary. When forever, for the past year and a half now, there's been massive layoffs. I've showed you the news stories of billionaires going like, "Hey, we're laying off a third of the company." No, we're doing great. We're replacing you with AI. Like that is not only the trend, but they also tried to pivot and say like, hey, AI is going to make your life great and you don't have to work. You know, like they're trying to play all fucking fiddles. They're trying to give you your fucking cake and eat it too. They want to just say like, hey, AI is going to give you the best job. It's going to replace your job. It's going to be your job. It's going to everything. This is fucking snake oil salesman work. And I mean, I'm not big as Tucky Carlson, whatever his name is. I'm not as big as Tucky Tumsty.
Watch me cook on this one.
That's right. I'm not as big as Tucky Tum Tum. But if I did, I would have different questions for Kevin O'Leary. Like, so what is it? Is it going to replace us like it has the past year? Is it going to be our job? Or is it going to create a utopia where no one needs to work anymore, like Elon Musk always says? It's just amazing that people still gobble this up and they can't, like, there's a disconnect where it's like, well, they're telling you everything. Literal snake oil. They're like, hey, do you got a cure, a cough? Do you get a cold? Do you got a sore? Do you got a toothache? Do you got a sprained ankle? Do your knees pop and lock like Electric Boogaloo 2? What is it? Do you wake up and go, hey, warriors, like that movie? Oh, this snake oil stuff can cure you in a minute. But again, people do buy shit from the Paul brothers, Logan and Joseph Paul. I don't know what his other name is. They buy Skibbity Risma pills from Joe Rogan. They buy stuff from the Alpha Boys. You know, so there are idiots out there. That's why snake oil salesmen have been around forever. But I just want to point that out, that before we get into this clip, now they're saying like, oh man, it's going to create all the jobs. I know they're laying you off, but they're only laying you off so AI can create a better paying job for you. You got to be you got to be a special kind of stupid to believe that.
AI is going to create jobs?
I love Tucker Carlson's voice, man. It's going to create jobs. Do a laugh, Tucker.
I thought it was going to eliminate jobs.
Just think about the new technologies we don't even know yet that are going to be built off AI. Everybody thinks when television came, everybody would lose their job in radio. That was complete BS. The same thing is going to happen here. Everybody's hysteria about losing jobs making hamburgers or flipping them, being replaced by a robot. That's probably true. But all
I love how he's like, listen, there are a lot of jobs that are just fucking eliminated. We've already kind of done it. So that's, I don't know, that's probably pretty true. But to make my case for me to be more rich is going to create all the jobs I could ever imagine or not imagine.
kinds of new
I love how these fucking MAGAs, these Canadian MAGAs like Canadian O'Leary, they just live in make-believe land. They're like, could you just imagine some shit, man? Just like imagine the new jobs. You know, there's got to be like NFT curator, Bitcoin miner, Gary V assistant. You know, there's going to be all sorts of jobs. You know, you gotta be. You're gonna have AI prompters. You know, that's going to be a pretty important job.
new technology will become available over time, including in medical science, biology, and all kinds of things where the models can be used. I'm extremely optimistic. What I'm doing is creating a whole new opportunity for my children.
What kinds of jobs? Well, I mean, again, some of this, of course, is unknowable, and I want to be as fair as I can be because
Yeah.
I'm grateful that you're willing to.
Kevin's like, yeah, please be fair. Let's just be fair. And by fair, I mean, just take my word for it. AI is going to make you the best job ever.
Talk about it so openly. But you just said this will create AI will create millions of new jobs. You're
Yes,
part of the
well,
basis of AI. You can't have AI without data centers, at least right now. So, what are those millions of jobs?
Little Oreo Ineos has got to be, you say, somebody's got to be the batteries for the AI. And they'll figure that out. They'll figure out how to plug you into something and make you run on a treadmill, you know, like solar power, but human power. You know, we'll figure it out. We'll come up with the job for you. Don't worry. You'll be busy. Don't you worry.
Because we can go through the list that the creators, the people who actually are making AI right now, developing it, we can go through the list of jobs they say it's going to eliminate.
And it's developers. That's like the first one. The developers are like, here's my job. Let me code it into you. And AI is like, we'll take it from here. You can go and retire. And then Ben Shapiro was like, well, you stupid. You ain't going to retire.
Which would be like lawyers and financial planners.
Yeah, lawyers. I want an AI lawyer. Have you not read the news story about the lady who's like, I'm going to use AI as a lawyer, and I think she's going to prison or something. I don't. Listen, let me just take a minute to tell you something before Canadian O'Leary convinces you that he wants you to have a doctor AI guy. I grew up in a time where WebMD like exploded onto the scene. WebMD was this miracle website where I don't know, people could fucking crowdfund answers to like medical conditions because, you know, there was some loosely sourced shit in there. But essentially, when WebMD got big in the early 2000s, there was everybody and their mother, because again, in America, you need a lot of money to go see a doctor. Everybody and their mother was going to WebMD when they had anything wrong with them. They're like, I scraped my knee, and WebMD's like, oh man, you got psoriasis. You probably need bleach on that. And everybody was getting misdiagnosed. And if you have any friends who were doctors during that time and you ask them like what their biggest pet peeve was, they would tell you people who come in and be like, okay, so I've already talked to WebMD. I just need this prescription. And that was like a real thing. That was like a phenomenon. And that was when the internet just came about. And I'm guessing if you're young enough, you haven't really heard of WebMD. It's not like a thing. There's no more advertisements for it. People aren't diagnosing themselves on WebMD. Joe Rogan just now sees his local horse veterinarian, and people trust that, which maybe we should go back to WebMD. But it's like not a thing anymore because people realized you could type in like I have a cough and tightness of breath, and they're like, ah, you're overweight, you're obese. We know your location. It's America. You're just obese, you know? And it turns out, like, you know, they had pneumonia or something. So it was really, really dangerous. And the fact that they're like, listen, we know AI is just going to be the new doctors and judges and police officers. That's why they got the robot dogs out there. Should horrify you. You know what I mean? And if you don't think so, at least with a human, let's just say you have some kind of accountability, okay? And let's say you go in because, like Canadian O'Leary, maybe his butt hurts. And they just misdiagnosed that he, doesn't have ass cancer. And it turns out he does. I don't know. This is all hypothetical. He would be pretty angry. But who are you going to hold accountable? Grok? You think they have any accountability? Europe's trying to go after Grok for making like child pee, CSAM, and Elon's just like, I just won't fly there today. Fuck you. Like there's no accountability for these people. So I just want you to consider that in this Canadian O'Leary pitch for AI doctors. Is that what this is? I don't know.
We said like the basis of upper middle class America. That's going away. They've said this. What will it be replaced by?
It'll be replaced by new science opportunities, new exploration into space, manufacturing for robotics, for defense as well. Wars in the
Did he say AI is going to give us new manufacturing jobs? What the fuck is he doing? Oh, really? The robots are going to create new fucking factories that they're going to make the humans work in? I thought you just said they were replacing the humans in those factories.
future probably aren't going to be fought with people getting shot in the flesh. It'll be one set of robots against another. I think the drone.
Who the fuck? Let me just comment on that. At this point, the elites don't care whose kids they send to prison. That's why they have the poor people to the military pipeline and they offer you like healthcare. They're like, hey, do you want to have healthcare? Would you like to go to college? Well, you better sign up for war. That's what America does. Maybe Canadian O'Leary doesn't understand that. And the elites don't care. They don't care that hundreds of soldiers have been injured over the past few months. They didn't care when 14 were killed. They do not care. Could you imagine a world where they're like, oh, we're just sending robots? Who gives a fuck? Fight them all. Like, dude, the world will be over in a day. In a day.
Technology will advance, the manufacturing of surveillance, all that stuff.
The manufacturing of surveillance. Canadian O'Leary, I would say that's not a pitch. That's not a selling point. Weren't you on Shark Tank? Selling to people like, hey, man, we're going to surveil you really well. You don't want this data center? You don't want to be watched at every corner? Okay, tough luck for you.
Stuff against our enemies, which notably is basically China. So if you think,
by the way, that's where Donald Trump is right now, glazing their president and being like, wow, this is the greatest country ever, man. Will you please help us in this war? So that's our main enemy, Canadian O'Leary? Okay. Don't tell the president that right now. He's out there glazing away, slurping on she.
Debate the data center, I think it's fair to do that, what you're doing, but I would be very concerned if I were living in Taiwan that one day my electricity just goes out and I get invaded by basically robotics and high precision ordnance.
I think he's giving away some classified information right here, man. What are you telling him, Donald Trump's fucking art of the deal and how he's going to get China to help us? He's like, we'll give you Taiwan. You can invade them with robots. That's a little haunting. That's a little haunting, huh?
That's what China wants, and they want to get there first. Now, if we don't get there first,
what the fuck are you talking? So if we don't invade Taiwan with robots, and that's why you need your data center, is anyone following this shit? Tucker, you've let this go on for way too long.
Develop something better than their AI, and our ability to be predictive on where these conflicts are going to happen.
Why do all these guys up talk? Why do they all go happen? Stephen Miller does it.
I think we'll be in a bad place in 20 years. And so
we're in a bad place now. I know he's a billionaire, so like his life is, his life is a lot of where is it? His life is a lot of this, Joe Rogan getting up on his inflatable slide off the back of his $50 million yacht. He doesn't worry about gas prices. You don't hear him on Tucker Carlson being like, man, it is really hard to fill up my limo right now. My Ford F-1750 limo, man. My Humvee limo is just, it's like $1,000 to fill it. He's not complaining about that. He's like, Utah doesn't want me to have my data center. And what are we going to do in 20 years if I don't have that? It's like, dude, people are dying right now. They don't have access to healthcare and they're starving in America. Oh, that's right. He's Canadian. He doesn't give a fuck.
I think it's very revealing that I asked you about jobs in the United States and you went immediately to defending Taiwan in the.
Yeah. That sums it up, Tucker. Anyways, Tucker's also on point with this one. Now, yesterday or the day before, I've kind of lost count in this week. One of the shows I was telling you, playing a video for you, about a guy who just found out that BlackRock and Vanguard own everything, everything in America. They own all of the stocks. They left a few over for the Redditors, for the Wall Street bet Redditors. They were like, we got to let them buy some game stock or they're going to think this is rigged, you know? So we'll leave like 10% out there for the plebes. But they own it all. So I played that video where the guy was like, AutoZone's owned by these two companies. And he's like, their competitor is owned by those two companies. He was like having a fucking heart attack. And I was like, dude, you not know how America works? That's why they're like, the stock market's up. And people are like, great. How does that affect me again? And they're like, dude, they're signaling to their shadow presidents. But oddly enough, I was knocking on this door yesterday, again, just for you to be aware. And here's Tucky Tum Tums. Tucky Tum Tums telling you the same thing that I said.
Consider the concern. So if you're
Consider the concern. Oh, fucking Tucker's voice is very-tastic. Hold on.
rolling out what they're telling you, and clearly they believe, is the single greatest technological change in the history of human life on this planet. It's the biggest thing that's ever happened, ever. Then you think one of your main concerns would be, well, does this change the relationship of the powerless to the powerful, relationship of the citizen to the state, for example? One of your concerns would be, how do we do this and bring about the prosperity that it promises without totally eliminating human rights, making people slaves? Because we're against slavery, right? Aren't we against slavery?
Are we? Are we? I love how Tucker. I love how he talks down to his audience so much. Aren't we against it? I mean, I do it sarcastically, but he's genuinely being like, are we against it or are we not? You let me know. Could we go back to it? I don't know.
We were. How do we do that? But that doesn't seem to be Larry Fink's main concern. His main concern is, how do we protect our investment, this infrastructure, these buildings, these data centers? Someone could drone them.
Did you hear that? You know what, Larry Fink? I have the audio of him. Larry Fink, CEO of BlackRock, criminal enterprise at this point, man. Larry Fink's biggest fear, do with that what you want. I don't know. They're the ones saying it and putting it online. Larry Fink, his biggest fear is somebody could get a drone and ruin their investments.
Many more things that have to be underground. But even here in the United States, if we're going to be building, let's say, these 1 gigawatt data centers, how do we make sure we're not protecting those $50 billion, $75 billion investments? We have to relook at everything because of the role of drone warfare. Right now, we're looking at it internationally, but one of my concerns is, could it be a domestic terrorism using?
That wouldn't be domestic tea, man. That would be a fucking folk hero. Okay. These data centers are absolute monstrous. They are monstrous. I showed you the article of the data centers where at nighttime in these like small Texas or Iowa towns, I don't know, flyover state, um, nighttime doesn't exist there anymore because the data centers are glowing. And I don't know, you just look up what happens to your circadian rhythm if there's no night. That's why there aren't a bunch of people living in the fucking what's that town in America? There's some town in America where the sun isn't about to go down for another like 180 days. Like you gotta be out there. And then think about that's way, way north, where it's frigid and the tundra. Think about the crickets, the bees, the birds, the bears, the bowling balls, the whatever else, Think about the turtles, man, and the platypus. Uh, but Larry Fink is like, yo, what if they thought of like droning the data places? Like, we can't have that. We got to label them domestic teas and make sure they don't ruin our investments. They don't give a shit about the land, the wildlife, the people, the water, the electricity. They don't care about that. That's not his concern. His concern is what, Larry Fink?
Internationally, but one of my concerns is, could it be a domestic terrorism using a $3,000 drone? So all of these things are actually opportunities, not problems. It's going to require, as we said, trillions of dollars of capital.
I want to know where he lives. Like, what fucking neighborhood do you live in that you don't have to deal with any of this? And you're just worried about the people who have to deal with your fucking investment. These are parasites. Hold on. My dog needs to come back in. All right, come on. God, in and out and in and out, in and out, in and out. That's all you want to do. No, okay. Play with your bone. Play with your bone. Oh, anyways. DJI drones are now banned from being sold in America. Really? I would imagine Larry Fink, who is the shadow president, probably made that happen. Citizens United has ended democracy. So you're not just the Tom McDonald listener, but Forgiato Blow. Oh, that's the dude. Thank you, Aztec Priest. Great name, by the way. That's that dude's name. That white dude who's pretending to be Cuban in Miami, who has the blow up doll of Donald Trump in the front seat of his truck. Forgiato Blow. Oh my God, I forgot about him. These people, that's a rich kid, cosplaying as a rapper. It's so fun. It's so funny the amount of cosplaying going on at MAGA. All these people cosplaying as like caring about the Epstein files. Remember when they did this? The Epstein Files Part 1, empty binders. You can see it's empty. That's Mike Cernovich. I don't know why he's like AI wiped out of all these photos. I like the ones with him in it because he's a Cerna bitch. Um, I've had beef with him online, and then he blocked me. He sent like his 100,000 subscribers on Twitter to fucking attack me. I was like, oh, what a real man. You can't fucking have a conversation, you chud. Where's my other thing? Where's my other? And we'll just put this up. That's got to get some likes. That's some clickbait. Melania Naus, the Slovenian first lady. Oh, that's what we're talking about. Miami. Miami. Yeah, Will Smith loved Miami, and he's bitch made. Where is it? Here he is. Chud. Chud the Builder. If you're just tuning in, he was arrested today. Because again, Bud, if this is who you are, just be that. This is what I'm advocating for. In the land of the free, you should be free to express yourself. Chud the Builder, just be this fairy, man. It suits you better than this. You look like an asshole right here. And turns out you acted like an asshole. Nobody likes an asshole, you get that little Hitler stash and your Brokeback Mountain hat. By the way, he gets pegged. That's a real story you can look up online. And he outed himself on that one. But he was arrested today for pew-pewing somebody that was like, dude, if you say racist shit to me, I'm going to hit you. Which is a respectable thing to do, If you see a racist and you're not like, dude, get the fuck away from me, you're disrespecting yourself, And this dude, of course, was carrying a weapon, and I played the news story for you. So hopefully he's looking at 15 to 25. I say give him double, triple life. I don't know. But he's just cosplaying. It's the same with Forgiato Blow or whatever, and Tom McDonald. Tom McDonald's a Canadian pretending to like care about. They're all grifters. Jordan Peterson, the lot of them. Hold on. Let's listen to a little bit of Donnie Trump glazing she.
That was an honor like few have ever seen before. And I think I was particularly impressed by those children. They were happy.
Oh, Jesus. Is Donald Trump bringing up the Epstein files in China? The fuck is he talking about? Just by the children. Dude. Here. We all know when I put this up who we're talking about, Donald Trump. What did he say? He was impressed by the children?
Like few have ever seen before. And I think I was particularly impressed by those children. They were happy. They were beautiful.
Dude, Donald, do not bring up how impressed you are by the Chinese children. No.
The military is obvious. It couldn't be better, but those children were amazing. And they were.
Dude, he's bringing it up again. He's like, listen, that military is cool, but those kids, did you see them kids? Ooh, doggy. Oh, you guys got an Epstein Island here? You got a little St. James around here? Huh? What do you got?
Represent so much. And I know they represent so much to you. You and I have known each other now for a long time.
The other thing I want you to notice about Donald Trump speaking to the president of China is you notice how tender he is when he's confronting a man. You notice when he gets back to America, he's tweeting. He's like, "China's the enemy. We got to defeat them. What do you want, China?" And then he gets there and he's like, you have the most beautiful children. It's a pretty nice military, but the children are fucking beautiful, man. Chef's kiss."
In fact, the longest relationship of our two countries that any
Dude, you stop man crushing on him.
we've had a fantastic relationship. We've gotten along. When there were difficulties, we worked it out. I would call you and you would call me. And whenever we had a problem, people don't know. Whenever we had a problem, we worked it out very quickly. And we're going to have a fantastic future together. I have such respect
Just like all your ex-wives.
for China, the job you've done. You're a great leader. I say it to everybody. You're a great leader. Sometimes people don't like me saying it, but I say.
Oh, so today, Grinder Mike Johnson, scared that everybody wants a communist utopia on Fox News. Joe Rogan wants to nationalize the oil industry. And Donald Trump in communist China saying, "You are just the greatest leader. You are so great. We love it." People get mad at me when I'm like, "I love this communist leader. I love him. Love him." We're on the phone late at night together, and the children here. My God, have I mentioned them? What the fuck is going on? This is insanity.
Say it anyway because it's true. I only say the truth.
No, well, you know what? We'll let that one slide.
And I just want to
Everybody knows we have the greatest businessmen. We have the biggest businessmen. What the fuck?
say that we have the greatest businessmen, the biggest, and I guess the best.
The biggest business. We have the biggest businessmen here. Andre the Giant, Yao Ming. Oh, he was Chinese.
In the world. We have amazing people, and they're all with me. Every single one of them. We asked the top 30 in the world every single.
God, if there was a time you wish he fell asleep, it was now. Anyways, so that's Donald Trump glazing. That is Donald Trump glazing communist China. Just like Joe Rogan wants communism here in America, Donald Trump's in China being like, "Yo, this communism thing, man, it's producing some delicious children." And here's Lindsey Graham.
I think you got to do two things at once. You try to build up the economic relationship, because over time that can change things. When you do business with people, you tend to look at them differently over time. But here's the problem. You named the allies of China. They're all dirtbags. They're aligned with the worst people in the world. They're buying oil cheaply from Iran, keeping their war machine going.
Dude, Lindsey Graham. Does your boyfriend know you're talking like that? My cripes. My cripes. Dude, Donald Trump is glazing China right now. How dare you call them dirtbags and all their people dirtbags? By the way, I wanted to play this clip for you. Donald Trump called the White House a shit house.
This place was not properly taken care of. I was told by my wife, you have to add presidential, so don't use foul language. I won't. Therefore,
This is an old clip because you hear the lisp. This is before the president can afford on your dime to go to the dentist. This is before he went to the dentist, where his dentures were real loose.
Normally I would have said it was a shit house, but
He called the White House a shit house.
don't use foul language. I won't. Therefore, normally I would have said it was a shit house, but
Norman, I'd say, are you speaking with a mouthful of shit? Why are you sounding like that? Dude.
I don't want to say that. The columns were falling down. The plaster was falling off. You made a speech, and I was saying, couldn't you fix up the paint job up there? It looked, and this place is tippy top now, including all the brand new beautiful stone. I paid for it myself.
This is so funny. He's never paid for a thing in his life. You know that, right? He got all his money from his dad, Fred Trump. You can easily look that up. Dude hasn't paid for anything in his life, and he's sitting here to a bunch of gobnobblers, a bunch of slurpers, being like, I paid for all this shit myself.
All of the stone, all of the different things we have, and we're bringing the White House back to shape. I don't know if you got to walk into the.
Yeah, that's enough. I can't listen to that lisp. Oh, I wanted to play some more stuff. Anyways, here's Obama. Tippy top, tippy top. No, it's such a joke at like the language he uses. He's clearly speaking to his audience of like adult men who have a 3-year-old intellect. It's tippy top. They're like, oh, it is tippy top. It's the tippiest toppiest. And this is why they kids.
We pulled it off without firing him.
This is Barack Hussein Obama, not to be confused with Cash App Gandhi Patel. I don't know his middle name. Or Dr. Mahatma Oz. I'm sure Oz is his last name. It's probably some fucking ridiculously long thing that he chopped off when he immigrated here or whatever. But this is Obama talking about the Iran deal.
We pulled it off without firing a missile. We got 97% of their enriched uranium out. They were able to maintain a modest civilian nuclear program for energy. And
So you think it was working?
well, it's not only did I think it was working, even Israeli intelligence thought it was working.
That's a little bit of a showing your hand. He's like, hey, listen, I'm just Obama. I was just the front guy for the whole operation. Obama's like, the Israeli intelligence were like, okay, this is good enough for right now. We're gonna get Trump in so he'll do the dirty work. I can't believe CBS. I can't believe Barry Weiss and the Ellison oligarchs allowed this on the air.
Our intelligence services thought it was working. So there's no dispute that it worked, and we didn't have to kill a whole bunch of people or shut down the Strait of Hormuz.
So if you're wondering why when Donald Trump says I'm probably not getting into heaven, it's because of this, and also the Epstein stuff, and also this. But like there's a lot of reasons. God just spites him. That's why he gave him so much money and an empty soul. You ever think about that? A guy with all the money in the world and just can't stop being salty. You want to talk about salty Ryan. Remember, Ryan was that NFT fucking real estate agent or whatever the fuck he did. Came in here and said, bro, being salty about life. And I was like, I'm pretty sure I love life, and that's why I want other people to be able to enjoy it. We just want food and healthcare, a guarantee fucking housing. Not salty about life at all. You want to know who's really salty? A guy that has to fucking get up and complain every single day. He has all the money, billions of dollars. He grifted his fucking own fan base with crypto, with fucking phones, with everything. They have all the money. They're giving their sons, Donald Trump's sons have never had a job that their daddy didn't give from suckling his own teat to them. And these motherfuckers complain all the day. They're constantly the victim. They're constantly fucking unhappy. They're constantly telling girls to be quiet, piggy, or they're not very smart. They're just mean, fucking spirited people. And they have all the money. You know what I mean? Like you have all the money and you're still that fucking salty? Unreal. Unreal. Go on a jet ski ride or go on Joe Rogan's yacht, you know? Like as Joe Rogan, I don't think they do well on water. But like, dude, just ask Joe Rogan if you can have a turn. Maybe that's why Joe's the only one on here besides, probably one of his kids where he's like, you're gonna watch me go again. They're like, Dad, I just want to go hang out with my friends. He's like, no. Peter Thiel and Elon are not watching. Somebody's gonna watch me. Whee! But it's like, dude, go and do. Why do you think Joe Rogan's so calm and tame right now? Why do you think Joe Rogan can bring up the Epstein files, war, gas prices, and just be like, yeah, man, that's like bodacious or something. Anyways, is this podcast over? I got a yacht to get to. Why do you think? Because Joe Rogan fucking goes on his yacht probably once a month, does not work, and just does this shit. This is what you're seeing, right? Like Donna Trumpston. Take a vacation. Like, dude, like he even golfs. Don golfs every weekend and he's still a miserable prick. And if you think I'm salty, I work fucking every day of the week. Every day. And what am I salty about? Oh, we don't have access to healthcare. Food is too expensive now. Or shelter is fucking too expensive. That's salty? I would say salty is somebody who got away with fucking kids, has all the money in the world, and is like, you know what the problem is? It's like these gerrymandering districts. You're not letting my billionaire friends have enough AI centers. It's like, what? You want a fucking Epstein Memorial Ballroom? That's what you're complaining about? Are you kidding me right now? Give me a break, homie. Give me a break. Get on Joe Rogan's yacht and have some fun. I've gotten new teeth, not fun, but everybody deserves preventative care because our country can afford it. What's up, Pink Fur? Good to see you. Joe Shidogan. I like to call him Polio Rogan. Gracie Gypsy, you're not salty, you have great energy. Oh, thank you. I'll give you some Reiki energy. Does that work through the camera? I don't know. Let's Reiki it. Reiki it. Weatherly patients. You're right, Dusty. Dental should be considered medical care and important for health in the long run. Yeah, that's why I call teeth luxury bones, because it doesn't come included with your health insurance. You have to sign up and pay for a whole different thing, and that is just a ripoff all in itself. Holy Christ, man. We got a lot of work to do. Joe Rogan, the tiny bald crypto fascist, 100%. What's up, little D? Good to see you. Received. Oh, awesome, Gracie Gypsy. Love it. I hope you've hit subscribe. I hope you guys have hit subscribe, because YouTube is like put me in a little corner or something. Nobody puts me in a corner. Nobody puts baby in a corner, YouTube. Don't do it. They're really trying to silence me right now. I think it's because everything I talk about, it just happens a few days later. Joe Rogan's like, yeah, maybe we should nationalize the grid. And then I'm like, Joe Rogan, text the president. And then even Brendan Schlong is like, Joe, text the president. I can't fucking get over this. I feel like I'm just watching my podcast happen on these dingleberries fucking show. Listen to Brendan Schlong tell Joe Rogan to text the president. If you don't believe me, I clip myself fucking doing it. This is like from weeks ago. I'm like, dude, you don't get to go to the White House bragging about texting the president, then leave, go on your podcast and be like, man, somebody should tell Donald Trump this stuff sucks. It's like, what are you trying to brag how bitch made you are? Like, dude, you have his phone number. You text him. Aren't you the tough boy who works out and wears short shorts and makes everybody look at your thighs all the time? You know, don't you kick a heavy bag or something or brag about like how many push-ups you could do? Who gives a fuck if you can't stand up for other people when fucking other dudes in the room?
Right there.
Foul shit we do outside the world.
Companies can still sell wherever they want.
Yeah. Even though U.S. is the world's largest oil producer, companies can sell oil on the global market to whoever pays the highest price. So high world prices still translate into high domestic gas prices. Hey, Mr. President, please fix that. Okay, yeah. I don't know if he can do that. They'll kill him. They tried to kill him 3 times already. You try to fuck with that oil money? Oh.
You see how Joe walked? This is how Joe is a fucking consummate professional. This is why Joe is a professional, because he has learned the art from his billionaire friends to just ignore any kind of true criticism. Just ignore it, pretend it didn't even exist. And that's where Brendan Schlong is a little too dumb to be in the room, you know, because he said the right thing. He was like, text them. And Joe was like, he can't do that because they'll just try to go after him again. And at that point, you go, Joe, you should text him. Don't ignore me. I know you heard me. You got earphones on. You got very expensive earphones on. Are those the Sonys, the Sony Pro in studio, the ones I use for radio? Are those them? They're $100-something. They're probably more expensive now. Very good headphones. And you can hear everything. You could hear a cricket fart on those things, buddy. Text them, Joe. I just can't believe the virtue signaling coming out of this podcast.
Sell in-house. So no matter what, on the global market, world prices still translate into high domestic gas prices. Hey, Mr. President.
Shut your fucking sauce box and text him. Don't do this. Don't do this. Hey, my audience, Mr. President, you should fix this, you know? Or just be Ben Shapiro and be like, hey, Mr. President, you stupid.
No one in the United States should be retiring at 65 years old. Frankly, I think retirement itself is a stupid idea.
Yeah, you stupid, Mr. President. I'm sorry. That clip of Ben Shapiro. Man, I hope, I don't know if AI is going to take over the funeral industry, but I can only hope that, you know, when we all shuffle loose this mortal coil, that AI immediately uploads some of your funniest clips to your gravestone. And you, whenever somebody goes to the graveyard, you have to walk by and hear Ben Shapiro go,
No one in the United States should be retiring at 65 years old. Frankly, I think retirement itself is a stupid idea.
Yeah, you just a stupid idea. Retirement was a stupid idea. We used to work till we was hundreds. Like, that's what I want played at his memorial service. If I have to do it, I will. I'll stand out there like fucking say anything. John fucking Cusack holding a boombox, being like, "You're just stupid." I'll just play it on loop. I think retirement's stupid. Oh yeah, Ben, why'd you retire from life? I think that's stupid. Oh man. Oh. /J or /S is a tone indicator. Sometimes use that good symbol. No, who was it? Who was it that? Oh, what's up, Michael Danger? Good to see you, man. I can't wait to see. Talk to the thank you, Michael. Talk to the hand. Your time is stupid. Okay. Yo, I know. I know how old Michael Danger is. You my age. You my age. If you could say talk to the hand. Oh my god. Yo, Pink Fur is fam. Don't block Pink Fur. Where's Pink Fur? Okay. I was being sarcastic, you idiot. Yeah, listen. Who was it that in the chat I said I kept saying I want a sarcastic font, and what they did is they uppercased like every other letter. I know it's a hassle, but I think that is the greatest sarcastic font ever. You just uppercase a bunch of them, and you have to read it sarcastically. So I forget who it was, but big shout out to you because that was one of the funniest things, and it was also brilliant. So try it. Try it in the chat. Type doing like every second, third letter uppercase, and it comes across sarcastic. It was so brilliant. My bad, dang, sarcasm, it doesn't translate. Don't worry, Aztec. We're all forgiving. We're all loving, empathic supporters of the revolutionary, optimistic cause here. Just like Joe Rogan, he's a communist now. You didn't know that? Tell it to the hand because the ears ain't listening. All right, everybody's showing their age. I love it. All that Ben Shapiro should have said, man, you know what's all that in a bag of chips? It's not retirement. That's stupid. You talk to the hand.
Frankly, I think retirement itself is a stupid idea.
Yeah, talk to the hand. That's not all that in a bag of chips, man. Please, Ben Shapiro, don't let your company go under. Have me on. Please have me on as a guest on a podcast. And I'm just going to play. I'm not even going to answer. I don't even want to be on. I just want to get on your podcast and play that clip back to you. I just want to say, I only have one question. Do you think retirement's stupid? I can't believe people take him as a very serious boy. Oh, you so stupid. Not at all. See, Joanne, I'm in love with Orcus. See, that is our secret. We've figured out. We here, the fam here, we've figured out sarcastic font. And as soon as you start throwing the uppercases in there, it's all over. Game over. That is sarcasm in font form. All right, guys. I think that's all for today. I still have more clips, but I got to get to doing a few things. Please hit subscribe. Please clip me, or I don't know. I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. But I love doing this. I love you guys. I'm so grateful for this community because you guys are funny as fuck. Whoever yesterday was telling me I'm not funny, I agree, man. Some of these comments are absolute fire. Talk to the hand. Michael Danger snuck in at the last moment to fucking hit a buzzer beater. And that's what I mean. Maybe I need more people to riff with. Because my brain, listen, as Ben Shapiro once said, my brain after a long day of work and being up since 4 is stupid. As Dick Priest, appreciate you. I like Mayhem Band. Mayhem? Did somebody else suggest that? Not Electric Mayhem, like the Muppet Band, right? That's Electric Mayhem. Dr. Teeth and Electric Mayhem? Oh, Mayhem. Okay. I found him. They're on the drums is Hellhammer. Necro Butcher on bass. Dead is vocals. I gotta listen to these guys later. My Christ. I don't know what you just showed me, but yeah, you guys send me down a rabbit hole.
Hello.
This is a bunk bed coffin. Bunk bed, I don't know where you are, Weatherly Patience. Amazing to see you again, as always. Dr. Luxury Bones. Hey, that will be our band name. Dr. Luxury Bones. This is Bunk Bed Coffin. If you see him out in the wild, he's a YouTuber. Link in the description. Also, Smoking Blondie is an artist. Link in the description to her art. Please go listen to her music. I haven't seen Bunk Bed in a while, and I'm worried about him. He hasn't created. I keep playing this like some kind of ancient fucking what's that? What's that? Didgeridoo. Some like ancient didgeridoo call across the sacred tundra of the internet to summon Bunkbed out of his sleep. I'm worried about him, man. Sometimes when I was I seen CJ the other day and I was like, good, I was worried about you. Definitely check out Blondie's stuff. Amazing stuff. What did Joe do today? Oh my god. Okay. I can't let a mind be unfed. When they say, you know, feed everybody, I am thinking their minds too. So, yo, Joe Rogan went full communist. Full fucking communist. He said nationalize the oil industry, which if you're a subscriber to this channel, you've been hearing me say that for years. Nationalize the oil, the Wi-Fi, the water, housing. Nationalize it all, man. Don't let these fucking parasites profit off of it. But Joe Rogan, Joe Rogan, the huge communist.
Crude oil in the Iran war. But what if we got all our oil from America, which we can do? Well, if we did that, why would oil go up?
Because like American fuel prices are tied to the global market.
That's to start selling it. That's stupid. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, besides, they're a bunch of crooks. They're a bunch of crooks. We should have a national oil company.
Yes, I agree. Now text the president. What? Bob? No, Bob. Was that who was that? Bob? Was that Bob? Oh, no, that wasn't the Bob I know. I don't know. Because it's not us, stupid. I gotta clip that, Ben Shapiro. I have to have that stupid like all the time. They were spamming. All right. We would be like Alaska and get a yearly payout. Yeah, if you move to Alaska, they pay you to live there. Thanks, Brain, for feeding me today. It's good to see you, little fitter fitness. Okay, guys, now I gotta go. So there's very alpha boy Joe Rogan climbing up a slide. What an embarrassing picture. I wouldn't be caught dead climbing up a slide like that. Real men just jump to the top. I'm glad you guys get my sarcasm. Much love. Peace.